What is going on, you guys? ShadowX back with you for another Dokkan battle video. And maybe I'm getting to this a little late. Your boy was actually, busy earlier when we got the data download watching the Super Bowl. And boy, I gotta tell you, what a disappointing game. But, obviously Tom Brady was gonna win that one. If you thought Mahomes was gonna win, you played yourself. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the JP data download that we had earlier. There's a lot to talk about, so let's just go ahead and jump in. So, first thing we're going to start off with is all of the super attack animations for all of the brand new units. There's a lot, so we're just going to dive into it. Let me enlarge this so we can see everything better. And let's get into it. That card art is amazing for the new LR Roshi. I love that moment. So worthy of, that moment being in the art for sure. This is his 12 key. Again, Roshi just has a lot of good moments in the Tournament of Power overall. So this is his 18 key, the Mafuba against Frost. Yeah, that looks really clean, especially for an 18 key on a free-to-play LR. Here's the free-to-play physical UI Goku Awakening Dokkan art, the TUR art. The Awakenings for Krillin and 18. I love this volleyball attack that they do. Definitely one of my most favorite attacks, I think. And that close-up of Krillin right there is clean. The Awakenings for Tien and Roshi. I kind of wish they would have done something different for Roshi for this art, because this is the same super attack animation that he has for his other, his TUR art for the free-to-play LR, but it's whatever. And then I believe this is just a boss that you fight in the story event, so obviously that's the, bird that Roshi fights. This is the God of Destruction from the new stages that we're going to be getting. 4 new gods that we have to fight. I do think a lot of these God of Destructions do have really good, unique super attacks, so I do like that aspect. I'll never understand why Champa's tail is, broken at the end there. I don't know if that's a mistake or what happened, but they need to fix that. This super attack looks really cool in my opinion. Definitely clean. Again, very unique. That's such a cool looking attack, for real. Beerus. I love how he just yawns in the beginning. So perfect for Beerus. Not bad. And then this is the invisible girl that Roshi fights. Honestly, that one was pretty lame. That's probably the worst one out of all of them, in my opinion. Okay. So there were the super attack animations. We also have Roshi's active skill here. Let's go ahead and play this and check this one out. Obviously, this moment is going to be iconic. definitely super clean looking. Here's Roshi's revival skill, so he's another one of his revival characters. Pretty clean there. I will say though, it was going well until the end. The fact they didn't put Goku hugging Roshi just completely ruined it for me. Like, why? Why would you not put that in the revival animation? Like, that's literally one of the best wholesome moments from that moment, and they just skipped it. I don't understand. So for that, definitely not my favorite revival animation. But that moment definitely deserves to be in Dokkan for sure, right? So there's Roshi's revival animation. We'll talk about him in a minute. Here we have more Part 2 60th Anniversary missions. We'll just kind of scroll down real quickly here. You guys can pause the video when you need to take a look at these. Make sure you guys are grinding everything that we have in game for all this good stuff here. There's just tons of stuff. They're really keeping us busy for this Part 2 and in general overall for this celebration, so that is good there. And then here's the release schedule for all of the brand new units. So February 9th Japan time here, so depending on where you live, it could be earlier, it could be later, but again, it's just depending on where you live in the world. So next, let's go ahead and break down the new units and what they do. So starting off with LR Roshi here. Obviously his leader skill here, Turtle School 3 key and 80% to stats. So clearly from that, we know he's going to get an easy A. Literally, it's obvious. There's going to be a part 3, so this will bump up. His super attack here, he massively raises attack for 1 turn and causes colossal damage with a high chance of stunning. And then on his 18 key, he raises attack by 628% for 1 turn and causes mega colossal damage. So that does not stack, by the way. It's just 2 separate entities if you do get an additional with him. So keep that in mind. His passive skill here, he gets defense 100% at the start of turn and a medium chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attacks. Then Turtle School ally 2 key and attack and defense 30% when HP is 50% or less upon entering attacking the turn. And there are 2 other more Turtle School category allies on the team. So this is his revival conditions. If the character on that ally attacking in the same turn receives a KO attack, revives and recovers 50% HP once only. And then his active skill here, massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and all allies get 7 key, and it can be activated after the character receives an attack 7 times in battle, and there's another Turtle School category ally attacking in the same turn once only. So not very difficult to get. It is a little bit restricted in the fact that you do need to get hit 7 times, but it is kind of counterintuitive with his passive because he is getting a medium chance to dodge, right? So, you do need to take hits with this guy, so, keep that in mind if you are trying to go for this guy's active skill, because it is very powerful, right? Giving 7 key to the entire rotation is very beneficial, especially if you're going to be running like a lot of LRs alongside this guy. That can be very valuable, so understand, these things. He is very good. Again, he is going to easy A, so I presume some of his stuff is going to, get improved. Not greatly, not overly, overwhelmingly, but, just enough. Sort of like how Goku Zamasu got buffed slightly. It won't be anything significant, but this guy, nonetheless, more so doesn't really need the easy A overall, I would say. I think he's already good enough as is. But again, we'll have to see what he fully looks like with the easy A. I do expect this guy to be very good. So I'm definitely super excited for this guy to drop, and I can't wait to run him on several teams. His links are Turtle School, Kamehameha, Supreme Warrior, Brainiac's Tournament of Power, Shattering the Limit, and Legendary Power. And then he's on several categories, so you will get a lot of versatility and usage out of this guy, which is good. So Universal Survival Saga Full Power, Representatives of Universe 7, Kamehameha, Bond of Master and Disciple, Final Trump card, Earthlings All Out Struggle, Battle of Wits, Turtle School, and Power of Revival. So the fact that he also is a support type unit for Turtle School is really good because, you're going to be running a lot of, Gokus on the team, and this guy is just going to be, helping them out overall. So I definitely like this guy's design. I think they did a really good job with this guy, and, I'm super impressed with what he's able to do. I will say, though, again, getting this guy's revival is not going to be the easiest thing ever. You might think it's not going to be as bad as, the 2 brand new LRs, but, having to go into the turn under 50% HP is quite difficult to do, so understand that with this guy. But overall, I definitely like his design and how they handled him. So let's go and talk about the next unit here. So UI Goku, we learned last night that he's getting his EZA, which is badly needed. His leader skill now, Extreme Z Awakened, is Ramagod's Category 3 key and 160% to stats. So it went up by 10%, and then, now he's 100% to int types. His super attack, he now stacks attack and defense. So again, he's going to be really good for longer events. His passive skill here gets attack and defense 150%, and he awakens when HP is 50% or below. So again, that didn't change. Kind of wish it would have, but it's okay that it didn't. And then his links here are Kamehameha, Prepare for Battle, Over and Flash, Godly Power, Tournament of Power, First Awaken, and Fierce Battle. So obviously, he will work very well alongside other UI Gokus as expected. And then he's on several categories here: Ramagazi, Universal Survival Saga, Pure Saiyans, Reps of Universe 7, Transformation Boost, Goku's Family, Kamehameha, Turtle School, Miraculous Awakening, and Power of Revival. And then let's talk about his transformation state and what he does, because now we know. So leader skill doesn't change. His super attack now, he still stacks attack and defense. It causes immense. His passive here, he gets 3 key attack 200% start of turn. So that's obviously what, LR Jin has. So that's really good. And now he also has defense. So that's also very helpful on top of him stacking defense there. So, defensively, he's going to be really good. He also has a great chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super attacks. And then he disables enemies' guard, and then he evades enemies' attack, including super attacks, for 1 turn after he transforms. So that is so broken. The fact that he just auto-dodges everything as soon as you transform with him, and then on top of the, stacking defense that he does, this guy is insane. He's stupid, and then, links and categories don't change after, he transforms. This guy is broken. I don't know if he's better than, Physical Vegito Blue. I think it's a little too soon to say. I need to see the 2 of them alongside each other and maybe play around with the 2 of them. I definitely think Physical Vegito Blue will outdamage this guy just because of all of his, counters that he's able to do. And, him being able to, super attack 4 times. This guy is not doing that. But this guy is not even in the same room when we talk about, defensive capabilities. This guy is head and shoulders better than Physical Vegito Blue in that department, right? Again, overall, this guy probably is the best EZA unit in the game, but, again, it might be a little bit too soon to tell. We just need to kind of see how Physical Vegito Blue handles himself next to this guy. But they did not hold back with this guy. And, the one thing I really like with the way they went with this guy's design is, depending on what kind of event you're going to be going on, you might want to consider the LR over this guy. If you're going to go into, a really long event, you'd probably want to go with this guy because he's stacking. So, the versatility in which you use these, UI Gokus is going to be very beneficial depending on what event you're running in, right? So I do like that design choice. So I definitely think they handled this guy accordingly. And, they made this guy a problem for sure. So there's UI Goku for you guys. Definitely broken, busted, insane. Whatever adjective you have to describe him, he is everything and more. I wish I could say the same for this guy, but unfortunately, this guy sucks. And it's unfortunate. But his leader skill is Universal Survival Saga, 2 key and 50% to stats, so that's trash. Don't worry about that. His super attack, he causes supreme damage to enemy. Garbage. His passive here, he gets 80% attack and defense. Universal Survival Saga category is 3 key, so I guess that's helpful. Again, maybe if you're like running LRs or something like that. But, a lot of these Universal Survival Saga categories already have Tournament of Power, which is 3 key. So, I don't know how useful that is, but, it could be good. Depending on, who's on the team, I guess. And then his links here are Kamehameha, Prepare for Battle, Experienced Fighters, Godly Power, Tournament of Power, The First Awakened, and Shattering the Limit. Again, really good links with different UI Gokus, as expected. And then he's on several categories here: Universal Survival Saga, Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyans, Representatives of Universe 7, Goku's Family, Kamehameha, Turtle School, Miraculous Awakening, and Power of Revival. So, I mentioned previously, where are you going to find a spot to use this guy? Because he shares the same name with Int UI Goku and STR UI Goku, this guy, again, is not very good. I presume he might get an EZA for like a potential part 3, because he needs one. This guy is just not good enough, especially with his low stats here. It's just not going to get the job done. So the fact that he shares the same name and rivals the Int UI Goku and STR UI Goku really hurts this guy overall. So his Awakened card art is cool. I guess that's the only good thing I can say about him. But I kind of wish they made him a lot better. But the fact that, he's getting an Awakening is good as well, right? He's only been in the game for, 3 years now? So he definitely needed it, without question. So let's go ahead and talk about what's next. Alright, so Krillin and 18 are obviously Awakening here, and their leader skill here is Join Forces, category 3 key, and 50% to stats. So again, I do expect, this unit and the Tien and Roshi to get EZAs for part 3, if they're potentially going to, follow the same route that they did with Lash's 5th year anniversary, their super attack, they raise attack and cause supreme damage. So again, they stack, which is nice for longer events. Their passive skill, they change physical key spheres to int, then they launch an additional super attack with 6 or more int key spheres obtained. Attack and defense 20% with each attack performed, up to 100%. So, having an orb restriction requirement is definitely annoying, but the fact that they are changing orbs of themselves definitely helps him with that. But again, there's situations where they might end up on rotation and they don't change any orbs. That's really going to hurt them overall, right? In terms of being able to get their full passive active, so they could struggle from that, so keep that in mind. Their links here are Experienced Fighters, Courage, Cold Judgment, Brainiacs, Solid Support, Tournament of Power, and Shattering the Limits. So their links are not the greatest. That is another disappointing thing with them, so understand that. And then their categories here are Universal Survival Saga, Representatives of Universe 7, Joint Forces, and Battle of Wits. So again, Battle of Wits and, Reps of Universe 7 and Universal Survival Saga throughout this entire, 6th year anniversary is just getting constant major buffs, which is good. What are the stats? Yeah, they have really low defense. Again, that's going to kind of hurt them. They're solid, but they definitely need an EZA for sure. So we'll see what they end up looking like once we find that information out. Of course, I will update you with that, but that is Krillin and 18 for you guys. And then next we have Tien and Roshi here with their Awakening. Their leader skill here, Earthlings, category 3 key, 50% stats, same as the other unit. Their super attack here causes supreme damage and lowers attack and defense. Okay, that's nice. Their passive skill here, attack and defense 40%. That's horrible. Plus an additional attack and defense 10% with each attack received, up to 40%. Representatives of Universe 7 category allies 1 key and attack and defense 20%. Okay. Not the craziest, but they are a nice support unit for Reps of Universe 7. Not bad. Links here are Experienced Fighters, Brainiacs, Tough as Nails, Cold Judgment, Solid Support, Tournament of Power, and Shattering the Limit. So again, not the best of links. They might struggle in that department. Their categories here are Universal Survival Saga, Reps of Universe 7, Joint Forces, Earthlings, and Battle of Wits. So it is nice to see Earthlings getting some buffs too throughout the celebration, because I definitely think that is a lower tier category. And, I definitely want to see, these bottom categories get love more than like something like Realm of Gods, which literally can't go a single day without getting buffed. It's crazy to think, but I'm just speaking facts. So there's Tien and Roshi there. And then last thing we have is a new support memory here. Krillin and 18 and 17 here. And here's the animation for it. Let's go ahead and play it, and you guys can check it out. Alright, so obviously that's the moment when 18 saves 17 from falling out the ring, and she tells him to continue on. She sacrifices herself, and I had what this does, and I don't remember what happened to it. I lost the page where we had the information for it. What did it do? I'm trying to see if I can think of. I have it in the top of my head. It's like a siblings bond support memory. I think it's like, what did it do? I forget. Let me make a cut real quick. Let me find out that information, and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, I found it. I think I accidentally closed out the page where I had it up on accident, so that's why I couldn't find it, or I couldn't remember what exactly it did. So here we go. It is a support memory for Bonds of Master and Disciple category. So what it does is, when you're under 50% HP, you recover 18% HP, and then 18% attack and defense to sibling bond category allies for 1 turn. So honestly, I don't know how much I like that. Especially when you have like Elder Master Roshi on the team and you're trying to get below 50% HP to revive. This is going to hurt you. So understand that. But at the same time, it could be helpful, right? Memory skills, I think, are a good thing for Dokkan. They can be the difference in you getting a win between an L, right? So, especially for like free-to-play players that, aren't having stacked accounts or anything like that, right? They definitely can, help you in getting the job done. So, I like the fact that we're getting a lot of these, though, and I think that's really good. They need to keep feeding us different memory skills that do different things, because, with these memory skills, they can do a lot of interesting things, introduce a lot of different mechanics. And another thing really is it's the best way for them to sell us new animations, right? I just wish they were voiced overall, but in my opinion, I definitely think memory skills are a good thing for Dokkan. Definitely a big high point for this 6-year anniversary, and I'm very intrigued to see what's in store in the future with these. So with that, I also want to just point out one last thing for EZA in UI Goku's EZA. His effective category is going to be rapid growth. So let me actually pull up another page. Let me actually check out the rapid growth category here real quick. I want to see what units are going to be effective for him. So we want physical units, right? So Kefla is the leader for that. Physical Kefla, I guess. Yeah, this one doesn't look like it's going to be hard at all, given the fact that there's literally like 5-6 physical units at all on this category. So, and you're not running this hit, obviously, right? So, yeah, I definitely think this is going to be like a joke. So, this definitely doesn't look too hard of an EZA. Apparently not, in my opinion, but, we'll have to see. Definitely very excited for his EZA nonetheless. I think all of us are. So I think with that, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the data download and everything that we have incoming for part 2. Once they announce a part 3 and everything that we have in store for that, of course I will be back to update you guys. But for now, that is going to do it for this little update video. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know how excited you guys are for part 2 and everything that we have coming. And until next time, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Your boy's clocking out, ShadowX. See you guys in the next one.